So you're just starting your journey as a YouTuber and you're filled with excitement, passion, you're driven to succeed, have high levels of enthusiasm, and you have high hopes that you are going to make this big successful YouTube channel and a thriving business that's going to make you rich and famous. Then reality starts to kick in and you're starting to realize that it is harder than you thought, and there is a massive steep learning curve that you have to get past in order to learn all of the new skills you need to become a YouTuber. And on top of that, you're starting to see all the big creators that you know and love are starting to quit YouTube altogether, like Matty Herbocha, like Parker Warbeck, who's sold full-time filmmaker, like the big OG PewDiePie is giving up, like Tom Scott. And all of these people are moving on and quitting YouTube. And now you're starting to wonder, oh my God, what do I do? Do I just quit altogether and not even bother starting? And believe it or not, I'm still fairly small, growing my way up and learning along the way. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I'm making this video in the first place and why I decided to share this information with you. I'm also going to tell you the 10 full-time jobs that I do for free as a YouTuber. And these are the same 10 jobs that you are going to be doing and more full-time with no income to begin with. I'm also going to tell you the harsh reality of what you need to know before you get started as a YouTuber. And finally, is it even worth you starting this YouTube career, or should you just give up? So the reason why I'm making this video is because there's a lot of misinformation out there at the moment. There's a lot of big original YouTube creators that are quitting. There's a lot of people making reactions to them quitting and talking about what you should do instead. And I wanted to sort of touch on this quickly because the misinformation out there is quite broad. And I wanted just to bring it back to the bare bones, strip it back to the bare bones, and share with you the absolute reality of what it means to be a YouTuber. Because believe it or not, I'm still very early in my journey. I'm still learning every single day, and I just wanted to be upfront and honest with everyone about what it takes for you to grow on YouTube and make this a full-time success. It involves a lot of hard work, a lot of grafting, a lot of learning, and it is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a long, hard slog with a lot of naysayers, a lot of people that are going to doubt you, a lot of people that think you're crazy, a lot of people that just do not think this is a good idea at all. And then eventually it will start to change and it will start to turn around, and you will build a community, you will help people, you'll build a business, you'll share your story with people, and that is the benefit of it. And it will be a success, but not overnight. At least not for most people. So that is why I've decided to share this with you, because I wanted just to be upfront and honest with you about what it takes if this is the journey you decide to go on. So now let's move on to the full-time jobs that you are going to be doing as a YouTuber. So in a normal job, right, you're going to go to work, you're going to turn up at the time you're meant to start, you're going to work for your 8, 9, 10 hours, however long your shift is, and then you're going to clock off, you're going to come home, and then you're going to be able to switch off. In some cases, in some jobs, you're not able to switch off. You have to take your work home with you to work on it after hours and things like that. But let's just assume that you can just switch off. You go to work, you work your 8, 9, 10 hours, you switch off from your job, you come home, you spend time with your family, right? And you work to get to the weekend and enjoy your weekends off. And then Monday morning comes and you're a bit disappointed that you're back at work again. Now, the advantage of that is that you have a steady paycheck coming in every single month. If you're sick, you get sick pay. If you take a vacation, you get vacation pay. You get all of that, okay? That's the benefit of it. You get a nice pension, you get healthcare, whatever you get, there's benefits to working a steady job. Now with this, there are multiple jobs that you're about to do that you are not going to get paid for to begin with. And Marques Brownlee talks about this brilliantly. He says that it's like being an octopus that has multiple arms, and then as you grow, you can cut an arm off and let somebody else do that job for you, which is a brilliant analogy. It's really good. But the first job that you're going to be doing is a videographer, right? You've got to make these videos, you've got to film them, so you've got to learn how to use your camera, how to use settings, what sort of lenses to get, what sort of camera do you get, what sort of filming style do you use, how many memory cards do you need, what lighting do you need, all of that stuff. You're going to learn everything about being a videographer, the audio, the cameras, the lighting. I talk about this in my other videos. But all of this stuff you've got to learn from scratch. Now, if you already have a full-time job as a photographer or a filmmaker, great, you already know that. But you are now doing this full-time videography job, making videos, and you're doing it for nothing. You're sharing videos. This video I'm making this. I've edited this. It's taken me ages. I've had loads of outtakes, and you've just got to do all of that stuff, learn how to do it. You've got to take courses and invest money and time into learning how to use this craft to make these videos. Next up, you're going to be a graphic designer. You've got to learn to make all of your thumbnails, do your titles, do all of your YouTube stuff, all of your Instagram and social media content. You've got to learn to do all of your graphic design for everything that goes onto your YouTube channel and your social media channels, which is a full-time job in itself, because all of the best YouTube educators out there will tell you that you should spend twice as much time on your thumbnail as what you are, and you should make it as like eye-capturing and as simplistic as possible, because that you've only got about 2 or 3 seconds to capture that person's interest to make them click on your video. So you need to be a full-time graphic designer and learn how to make great thumbnails, how to make clickable thumbnails, how to make clickable content, how to make graphic design and social media posts that people are going to want to watch. You've got to learn how to do all of that and basically be a full-time graphic designer. Thirdly, and one of the biggest elements, is you've got to be a business owner. You are the CEO of your own business, of your own YouTube channel, and everything that goes with that. You've got to look at your accounting, your money management, your staff management, your finances, your brand deals, your sponsorships, your emails, everything that goes with being a business owner, from being a CEO to being a small-time creator. All of that, you've got to be a business owner on top of all of your other creative stuff. It's not just about being creative and making videos. You've got to learn to run an effective business and make it profitable. Next up, you've got being a social media manager. Now, a lot of big creators hire these because it's one of the most demanding jobs you've got. You want to share on multiple different platforms, because YouTube is essentially all of the different platforms in one, right? It's a video posting platform for YouTube. It's short form content. So you've got your shorts. So that's like Instagram Reels or TikToks. You've got your community tab where you can do posts and share images and polls and quizzes and stuff. It's basically a little bit like Facebook. You've got all of that basically in one, but then you've got your Instagram, your TikTok, your Snapchat, your Facebook, whatever it is you use to promote your content, because you might have some audience that's on one platform but not on another. So you need to spread it out amongst all of them. And you are a full-time social media manager. So as well as being a graphic designer and making all your content, you've then got to schedule it and post it across all these different platforms. And it's not as simple as it was years ago when you only had a couple of different platforms. Now you've got multiple platforms where you have different audiences. So you need to share that weekly with each of them to stay relevant and stay consistent in sharing your ideas and your value. Next on the list is one of the most time-consuming jobs you're ever going to do, and that is being a video editor. Now, if you are a perfectionist like me and you want to get it right and you want to make each video perfect, now I try to be easy on myself and not go overboard with videos, because I'm always learning. I'm always trying to get 1% better with videos. But you will always try to make it as best as possible, and then you get involved with it and invested in it, and you just keep editing to try and make it as good as possible. And the issue with that is that sometimes I will spend 10 hours editing a video. Other times, I'll just want to make a quick video, and I can do it in mainly one take if I get in the right flow state, and I can edit it in an hour or an hour and a half. And that one might perform better than the 10-hour video. You just don't know with YouTube. But you are going to be a video editor, and you've got to learn everything that goes with that, using graphics, using motion templates, using transitions, doing color grading, editing all the content, using whatever platform you decide to use, whether that's Final Cut, Vinci, Premiere Pro, or something else. You've got to learn to use that platform and watch multiple courses and YouTube videos on how to use it. You've got to not only learn how to do all that, but you've got to then do it yourself for hours and hours and hours for each video, until you've either made enough money you can hire someone else to do it, or you've perfected the art of speeding up the process and doing it quickly. Now, I'm still learning that. Sometimes I will spend, like I said, ages editing a video. Other times it's quicker. It depends on how many outtakes you have, how long the footage is, how long you film the video over. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. But being an editor is one of the most time-consuming jobs you're going to do. But it's also one of the most rewarding if you get it right. Next up is a website builder, right? So if you're going to be building this thriving, successful business, you're going to have a website and a landing page in order to bring your audience to some of your products or your merchandise. And that also goes into email marketing. You've got to do email marketing as well to to keep out a weekly newsletter, to share your vision with some people and take them off of the YouTube platform. Because if YouTube collapsed tomorrow, you need to have your audience. You need to own your audience, basically. You need to take them away from the platform. If YouTube crashed and went obsolete tomorrow, you've still got an audience that you can share your content with and your ideas with and your value with. So you've got to have your own website and your own email list. So you've got to learn how to do that. Now you can outsource this to people, just like editing and graphic design. You can outsource all of this stuff to people, but it's going to get expensive, right? If you're having a social media manager sharing all your content for you, if you're outsourcing your graphic design, if you're outsourcing your editing and your website building, that's going to start building up and going to start getting very expensive. And in the beginning, you've got your other bills, you've got your mortgage, you've got your car, you've got whatever it is you're trying to pay, childcare, whatever. You need to save the pennies where you can. So you will do all of these jobs for free, full-time jobs these are, that people get paid upwards of $50,000, $60,000 a year or more. And you're going to be doing all of these jobs for free to begin with. So you've got to learn to build your own website, to do your own email marketing, and to learn to use the platforms that use these products. Next up, you're going to be a full-time negotiator. And this is aimed at when you start getting brand deals and sponsorship offers come in, or if you want to start reaching out to brands to get sponsorship deals running and maybe get some free products so you can test them. You're going to have to do all of that negotiating via email, by a Zoom call, by a phone call, however you decide to do it. You've got to learn to negotiate with these brands to get a good deal so that you get a decent amount of money and you get paid well for it, and also so that they get the value that they're looking for, and that your customers and your audience also get value from it. There's no point doing a brand that's completely detached from what your target audience is and what your message is, because it's not going to serve anyone. You want to get something that's at least remotely attached to what you're doing. So, but all of that you've got to do, and you've got to do all of that brand negotiating and all of that outreach and all of that stuff by yourself. At number 8, we've got a researcher. So if you're a informational reviewer, a tech reviewer like me, it doesn't have to be tech, but I'm just using myself as an example. But if you're reviewing any sorts of products, you're going to have to be the researcher. So if a brand new product is released in your niche, you're going to have to go online and look at all of the specs for that product and write down all of the specs for it. You're going to have to watch videos and reviews on what other people think of it and see if it's any good, see how it compares to any previous products they've got, see how it compares to the competition. And then you've got to research all of that information and collate it all so that you can make content out of it. And that is what, again, people get paid full time to do jobs like that. And that's another job that's going to take up a lot of your time. Now, if it's something that you enjoy like I do, I'm a big tech nerd, as you all know by now. If it's something you really enjoy, like I do, then it's not really a job. But then again, that's could be the same for all of these jobs. But it's still a job that's going to take up a lot of your time. Next up is a product tester. So this ties into researching. But once you've researched all of the specs and all of the reviews of a particular product, you've then got to test it and put it through vigorous testing to see if it's any good, and to share that with your audience so that they can get value from that and they can now know whether it's worth buying, or other researchers can use your information to see if it's worth buying or sharing with their audience. And finally, probably the one we've all decided to do, and the reason why we all want to do this, is to be an educator or an entertainer. So whatever niche you go into, whatever bracket you fall in, whether you're in the education or the entertainment sector, and that's why you decide to make these videos, that you've got to do that full time. You've got to be the TV presenter. You've got to be the main face of the channel, and you've got to educate people and share your vision and share your story and share your values with people, or just entertain them and make them laugh. And that is the camera facing job that you've got to do. So these are 10 full-time jobs that you've got to do for free when you first start making YouTube videos or making any sort of content, being any sort of influencer or content creator. You are going to start off by doing all of these for absolutely nothing, because you can't afford to outsource all of them. So you just start off by doing all of them yourself. So you're going to have to learn the fundamentals, and that brings me on to my next point. So this is what you really need to know before you start making YouTube videos. You are going to have to invest time and money in learning all of these skills. So you're going to have to invest time in filmmaking, in learning how to negotiate really good brand deals, in graphic design, in how to grow on YouTube and learning how the YouTube algorithm works and how to make good thumbnails and how to make good titles, how to be an editor and how you're gonna have to invest time and effort in learning how to use your editing program and be a full-time editor. You're gonna have to learn how to build websites and funnels and email marketing. You are going to have to invest at least 2 or 3 months of time before you start making videos. Now, that might be contradictory to some other things I've said, where I've said, just hit record, just get your video and start making videos. Yes, you should 100% do that, but you should also invest significant time and money in learning how to use all of these skills. Stop scrolling endlessly through social media, go on your mobile phone and look at your screen time. Okay, and if your screen time is above 2 hours a day, then you need to cut that out. You don't need to be looking at Instagram or TikTok or whatever. You need to utilize that time for learning and growth and learning how to do all of these jobs that you are going to be doing as a full-time creator. And once you've mastered them, or you can learn on the go, then you will level up your content. You'll be getting better and better and better each time. You look at my first video, right, on this channel, my very first video, I might have had a decent camera, a decent microphone, but I was filming the whole video like this close to the camera. I have no idea why. I don't know why you want to see me this close up, but that's something that I learned not to do, and I'm still learning. I've had issues with audio before. I've had issues with lighting before. I'm still learning how to use graphics. I'm always learning and getting feedback from my community and everyone, and you are going to be the same. So now that you know all of the bare bones of what you're going to be doing as a full-time creator, all of the jobs, the harsh reality of what you need to know to get started, is it worth it? Absolutely, it is worth it, but it is not easy. I don't want you to think this is easy, and it is not a quick cash grab. You are not going to start posting YouTube videos and the next day you're going to get a $10,000 brand offer and you're going to get 100,000 views. You might get 100,000 views if you're lucky, very, very lucky, but most people are going to post their video, spend hours editing it and get like 10 views in the first part. And then they're going to wonder, oh, why did I do this? Oh, okay, it was a one-off, I'll do it again. And then they do it again for a couple of months, for 2 or 3, 6 months, and they're not growing. They're only up to like 50, maybe 100 subscribers. They're only getting 50 to 100 views on their videos, and they're thinking this is pointless. I'm doing all of this effort and I'm not getting anything from it. But you just keep chugging away at it, keep working, and eventually you will get there. Eventually you will expand and you will grow and you will get better. I am still growing, I am still developing, I'm still learning, and I'll look back on this video in a long time and I'll think, oh well, you had a positive outlook then, but a couple of months later you was in a downward spiral again. It's the YouTube roller coaster. It has some highs when you get some videos that perform well, and then the very next video you'll do will perform absolutely terrible and it will go down. And then you'll keep doing it and it will go up and then it will go down, and you might make a little bit of money, but then that won't sustain you and then you'll make no money. It's a roller coaster, and you've just got to stay on the roller coaster, and then eventually you'll get to a point where it will go up and up and up and up and up, and it will be totally worth it. And you can build a legacy for your family. Whatever it is, whatever your reasons are for doing this, it will be worth it in the end. But it is not quick, it is not a cash grab, and it is not easy. All of the big creators that have stopped making videos, they've gone on to do other things. They've not quit business entirely and fell off the face of the earth. They've gone on to do other things. And YouTube might be your dream job for some people. But as Tom Scott perfectly put it,
this is my dream job and I have a lot of fun doing it. I know I'm incredibly lucky, but a dream job is still a job, and it's a job that keeps getting bigger and more complicated, and I am so tired. There's nothing in my life right now except work.
Let me know in the comments if I've missed any full-time jobs. I probably have, and there's probably gonna be a massive cascade of all of these jobs that we're doing as creators. But let me know in the comments what other jobs you think that we are doing as creators. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go and watch this one next.